Chris Larson and Ripple's lead investment in Layer 3 will be investigated. I am well versed in Solana news. We will examine the history of cases filed by the Secretary and the actions taken by these companies in the aftermath of these lawsuits, without delving into further detail. Adu remains seated. Unwind, and let's get started. 60 cents is the key number for people. We're coming in at 58,586 for those of you keeping track at home. The total market cap of cryptocurrencies is $215 billion. In the last 24 hours, Bitcoin has increased by 1.18% to $2,565. Both USDT and USDC have returned to their dollar pegs. XRP is still trying to find its resistance. World simply put, we're going to move on from here. Are we heading upward or downward? In all honesty, I believe that Bitcoin is going to try to shatter the 66K barrier. If that does occur, you can, sound the sirens to signal that the bull run is here and prepare to proceed. If we manage to avoid that and stay within this chop zone, we are likely to return to the $50,000 range. While there exists a CME gap that doesn't require closure, I am inclined to believe that it doesn't occur frequently. These two disparities will eventually close, currently resting at roughly $52,000. If you haven't already acquired a TLN token, now is the perfect time to do so. Get some, people, it's exclusive to Walmart. 500 million. Everyone wants to know where they may obtain the next 50XO coin and what the next gem is. That's right here, folks. This gem, which made its debut at 3 cents, will serve as the in-game economy in several Web3 games featuring a betting system in the metaverse. It is currently at 35 cents, its next step will be up. It's time to start collecting it right now. It's partnered with Bitmart. This is a charming little rainbow chart. It's amusing how often we see these charts featuring Bitcoin for XRP. All we notice is that they keep adding new colors to the Bitcoin channel. For those of you who have been following along, this is the XRP chart. Are you prepared? For this $121 XRP, okay, I'm prepared. I'd been prepared. I've been doing this since 2017, and I'm delighted if XRP makes between $5 and $10 this cycle. Man, I'm so thrilled, I won't be complaining if it gets even better. A man is defrauded of $5 to $10, and it will be detrimental if we don't receive more than that amount. This is primarily because we have been stuck in this absurd range. Despite facing obstacles, I am confident in our eventual breakthrough and the entry of institutional capital into the market upon obtaining the ETF in 2025. I'll handle this properly because the trust currently demonstrates that there is demand for the asset. Ultimately took place. David shut the door firmly. David closed the door on the riddles yesterday, citing their absurdity. Why don't you denounce riddles then, instead of feeding into the BS he goes, when I do, asked the crypto guy. They claim that I'm speaking in some sort of code, and I interpret that to mean that he must say it for some reason. Instead, I try to choke them dry and counter their nonsense with sensible arguments. There it is, Schwartz. It was only in 2017 that he managed to shut down the riddlers. Going forward, will there be riddles? Let's be honest, Proba. There are probably going to be 100 riddles that come out of Schwartz's answer right now. Look, you believe them even though you don't think he has a purpose. You are aware that this is not my opinion. I'm not here to judge who's right or wrong. What games has Schwartz played riddles? These are individuals I'm unfamiliar with, correct? They are Ripple's chairman, and their writing is interesting. Thanks to Crystal Sun, a yellow peer-to-peer liquidity node SL token solution with almost 0% latency has received $10 million in financing. Since we haven't heard from Sun in a while, this video will explore the XRP LEVMC sidechain's fastest matching engine, which takes only a few milliseconds to ensure SL clearing settlement. We will cover Layer 3 on Ethereum. Who is the yellow person? How do they proceed? They say, listen up, please, regarding their strategic fundraising round conducted by Ripple. Alright, let's go on to your initial inquiry. Kindly accept my warmest greetings to all those who are new to the project. My name is Lou B., and I am the CEO and creator of the Yellow Network, a division of Yellow, a larger business that offers a variety of services and is mostly involved in the blockchain and trading industries. What then is Yellow? In essence, Yellow is not a blockchain, but rather a peer-to-peer network that sits atop all existing blockchains. We all know that the latency that happens when blocks commit doesn't impact this peer-to-peer network, since it's not a blockchain. This is not affected. We took a quick picture to demonstrate the investment. Produced by Ripple. Additionally, Crystal Sun is endorsing the $10 million seed fundraising round for DV Vision. I'm curious to know how a business like DV Vision approaches Ripple or attempts to obtain money from it. There is a relationship. Within Ripple, let's identify the specific relationship. This is because I only had 2 seconds to watch this presentation. I would have turned it off if I had intended to invest in this company. That means that something is cooking. Brewing Breaking Coinbase has announced that they will be visiting Solana with their native CB, BTC. You see, Solana is moving quite powerfully. I have been lecturing. I've been engaging in conversation. The only reason I don't buy more salsa is because the price exceeds my budget. If the price wasn't average, I would buy more. If it's below average, I would definitely buy more. I have to be concerned for my fellow DCAs. I need to DCA into ARBVO if VO has a retrace back to the 1 cent range because I'm down a lot there. I plan to remain passive and provide support from a distance while simultaneously investing heavily in VO. I will invest a modest amount and closely monitor the direction the markets take us. Guess what, folks? Solana isn't the best payment option. This is the head of Uphold Research discussing how you know Ethereum isn't the best for payments. In any case, the exchange of XRPL and PH into other currencies is currently underway. They declared that they would introduce their stablecoin for Filipinos on the Solana blockchain. I'm warning you to pay attention to Solana since the US stablecoin regulations will not include any tether for anyone. According to a 2024 investment research analysis, impending U.S. stablecoin legislation would lay the foundation for the stable currency framework. It states that a new stablecoin will be available in the U.S., but it won't go at the tether, look like a tether, or do anything else. I want to discuss this when we look into the records of whoever the SEC has sued. In April, the U.S. Senate submitted a bill that would incentivize U.S. banks to issue stable coins, potentially harming non-bank stable coin issuers and non-U.S. entities such as Tether in the future. Indeed, Bank of America is making waves in the market with its Citigroup Consensus software. Elon Musk, Zygmunt, and Tesla Facebook, presently known as Goldman Sachs, the SEC sued Enron Wildcard and all these firms for a reason. They wanted to slow them down, get a piece of the action, and get the truth about what was actually going on behind closed doors. Now that we understand the motivation behind the SEC's lawsuits against all these corporations, let's examine what prompted them to target Ripple. They may see, for example, that Ripple poses a threat, has substantial financial resources, and is working to change the digital payments market. There's a rationale. Why are you being sued by Ripple when they pursued you because they perceived you as a threat? Slow them down and make a sincere effort to peek behind their backs and observe their activities, which is precisely what the SEC did during this legal series. The SEC sued them to find out what was going on. But I don't see them suing any of these other companies because they don't see a threat and don't see the traction Ripple has made with central banks and other big organizations like BRICS and the IMF. When we examine these other companies and their actions following the conclusion of the SEC litigation, we observe a surge in their stock prices. This is a typical theme, though. The plan is to completely explode into eruptive action and then, in a matter of weeks, boom. We should plan for at least 2 weeks. What should we do now that the SEC is finally going to leave them alone, and the reverse SEC litigation is finally coming to an end? Given the case's focus on XRP and Ripple's use and sale of it, what fate awaits the currency? And handling it correctly, this lawsuit wasn't really about Ripple, rather, it was about Ripple and XRP because, had XRP not been involved, the SEC would have left Ripple alone. Instead, they were pursuing them for using XRP. Therefore, we examine historical data and what transpired with these companies and their stocks. We are aware of the story about Facebook and Amazon, right, where they went completely insane. If I had to guess, what do we believe will truly happen to the price of XRP? I'll wager that 2025 will be an extremely bullish year.